All right, sound check. 3, 2, 1. ABC 1, 2, 3. Sound check. All right, we're good to go. How you doing, folks? Ron Raymond here from the Raymond Report for a Sunday, September 26th. Hope you're having yourself a good start to your morning. As always, don't forget, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner, or hit the subscribe button below this video if you are using a mobile device. Today's podcast brought to you by bullpenpicks.com. Anybody can play, anybody can join. Sign up today and follow the top scorers each and every day right here at bullpenpicks.com. In fact, let's go take a look who our top scorers are right now for September 26th. It's NFL week number 3, and there's Eddie O in first place at 954. Acrodog now sitting in second place at 820. Cy Cobb Chase here at 809, and there's yours truly, Ron Raymond, at 770, sitting in fourth spot. And those are your top scorers right now at bullpenpicks.com. All right, plays and parlays. Good morning. How you doing, plays and parlays? We got whichever it is. Good morning, Telly. And let me see here. Isaiah's in the house. How you doing, Isaiah? And everybody's stumbling and rumbling and tumbling into the bullpen on a Sunday morning, NFL week number 3. Hopefully you guys had yourself a good college football. We'll get to that in a second. But looking at the Gold Glovers here at bullpenpicks.com, you can see Eddie O sitting there with 3 Gold Gloves. And folks, if you've been picking here at bullpenpicks.com, getting a Gold Glove is one of the hardest things to do at the website, right? And the only way you can get a Gold Glove is you got to have a perfect night. So in baseball, there's always a minimum of 6 games, I would say, and then you get a maximum of 15. But Eddie O's got 3 Gold Gloves. Lenny's got 1. Stoller's got 1. I got 1. Sniper's got 1. Detroit Rob, you got Justin here at MLB Game Picks. You got Kyle Laxer. You got Roberts, Dolmavia, the Terminator, Crankster, Billy Bob, Michael 3, and Muss all have Gold Gloves. And folks, this is a tough thing to do. Try to get a Gold Glove here at bullpenpicks.com. Also, don't forget, we one of our sister sites, hailmarypicks.com, if you want to make your picks each and every day. And this is how we all get better. We make picks on the website at hailmarypicks.com. And then you'll see this will become a valuable tool once we get to like NFL Week 7, Week 8, and more and more people will be making their selections. And let's see who's streaking right now. And ta-da! There's Ronnie Ray on a 4-game win streak. And I did have the Yankees yesterday as my 4th winner. And we'll see today if I got another streak catcher pick. And there's Ray 9 in second place with 9 wins. And folks, anybody can play here at streakcatcher.com. All you got to do is make 1 pick a day. And we started this site a long time ago. In fact, it was 2004, I believe. And streakcatcher.com. And let's see if we got another Frank the Tank streak in here at streakcatcher.com. All right, I see Eddie O's in the house. There's Mitchell Watson and Snowy Pancake 306. How about that Clemson over? And let me see here. Who else? Isaiah. Clemson over. Yeah, what a game that was, NC State and Clemson. And, man, hey, Clemson, hey, you're allowed 1 mulligan per 10 years, right, if you're a Clemson Tigers. And right now, while Dabo Sweeney's going to restock the shelves type thing on the offense, take advantage of it now. But it's a 2-horse race. It's Georgia and Alabama and the rest, right? That's the way I see it right now. All right, let's see what people are saying right now in the bullpen. And the bullpen is our chat box. Each and every morning you can chat along with the other members of the Raymond Report. And we call those the Ramblers and Gamblers right here at the YouTube channel, the Raymond Report. And let me see what Eddie O is saying right now. Eddie O says, good morning, Ron. Just finished breakfast. Time to get busy. Let's get some nice NFL fix for today. Another big night in MLB, says Isaiah. And hope to keep my streak going. Eddie O, by the way, my last 12 picks, about 60% is 12-0, says Eddie O. Yeah, Eddie O's been killing it all year. In fact, Eddie O, since last year when he went on that streak catcher run, he's been one of the most consistent bettors right here at the Raymond Report. Ravens -8 for me officially. Wow, that's a lot of chalk there, Isaiah. That defense is looking a little decimated right now. I just heard on NFL Game Day that they're missing a lot of pieces on defense. And, I'll get to that game in just a few minutes when I go through the board. But, we'll go through the uncomfortable picks that we keep talking about, right? There's a consensus mindset out there of, the old Janet Jackson song, right? What have you done for me lately? And most time the public bettors will look at last week and say, oh, that team won last week, they're going to win this week. Not so much. And if you recall what I've been saying for the last 2 weeks, always treat the week number 1, number 2, number 3 of the NFL like it's week number 1. And then week 4, who's who in the zoo. And, you got a more clear picture of what to expect, right? But, hey, sports betting and in sports today, it's all about parity, salary caps, and on any given Sunday. Now, there used to be a time on Sundays it'd be like the favorites would win at a high clip. Not anymore. It's not like that anymore. We you just stick around and you've seen that, right? Isaiah likes the Chargers today. Need locks today, says Stefan says here. Hey, need a lock? Get a locksmith there, Stefan. Hey, that's our joke around here. Anybody comes on here looking for locks, I always send them to the locksmith. Hey, that's the only place you get really your locks. I like the Colson over. Best play today, says Derek Parra. I just don't need Detroit being able to stop Ravens offense, says Isaiah Moore. All right, folks, don't forget, if you are new to the Raymond Report, subscribe to our channel by tapping that notification bell in the top right-hand corner. My name is Ron Raymond. I'm a 5-time sports handicapping champion based out of Ottawa, Ontario, Canada. That's right, Crazy Canuck above the 49th parallel. And haven't been doing this since 1996. I've written a book in 2009, Ron Raymond's Top 50 Sports Betting Secret. In fact, if you go to the website and you want to get a copy of that book, just go to Tools, go to 50 Greatest Secrets, and you'll see my book right here. And you can also get it on Amazon. And I'm also the founder of the World Series of Handicapping Pro Football Contest, season number 10. That's right. We have a contest at the World Series of Handicapping.com, and you can see the top pickers right there each and every day at the contest. All right, let's always pay off our respects to the horse racing industry. That's the one thing we always do here. So if you're tuning in for the first time and you're saying, why are you doing horse racing? This is NFL Sunday. This is Major League Baseball. Well, we always got to pay our respects to the, to me, I think, the first people that probably gambled on earth, right? The horse racing guys. And Belmont Park today is a $90,000 maiden special weight race, 1 p.m. post time, 1 mile on the dirt. We're going to go 1-3-2 in race number 1 today at Belmont Park. And folks, you can get the entire tip sheet for free at Belmont just by going to our website. Go to horses, go to the pull down menu, and then select Belmont Park. And you'll see this tip sheet right here. And it's all for free just by going to the website. All right, 1-3-2, Shalimar Gardens with Jose Ortiz taking a ride here on the 1 horse 4-5 morning line on Shalimar Gardens. The number 3 horse, Big City Mama, with my guy Luis Saez taking a ride here on Big City Mama. And the 2 horse, Tequila, Lascano taking a ride on Tequila. 2-1 morning line on Tequila. If you like the Joker's selection today, it's a nice long shot. Boss Caro, Del Davis taking a ride here on Boss Caro, the 5 horse. And if you're going to play an exacta today at Belmont Park, 1-3-3-2-2-5 exacta box. And if you're going to play trifecta, 1-3-2-5-3-2 trifecta box. Always remember to box those horses. And if you're going to play the Jokers, always recommend the Double Dutch betting system. And that is, if you got a $20 budget per race, put 10 to win, 10 to place on the 5 horse, Boss Cara. He comes in first, you get paid twice. He comes in second, you get paid once. All right, let's get to the SBI, the Sports Betting Index. And we do this each and every day here at the Raymond Report. And there's Gloria Kay just chiming in. Good morning, Breakfast Club. Hey, every time she comes in with that, I always think of that the Breakfast Club movie from the 80s, right? Great movie. All right, let's go to the SBI Sports Betting Index, and what we do in this segment is we take a look at what's come in the last couple of days. So this way, if you're betting baseball, you don't want no surprises, right? And we've been saying this probably all year. Look at the favorites again yesterday. Favorites are now 22-9 the last 2 days in Major League Baseball. 10-5 yesterday. What about those Yankees? Last night, wow. Was it Stanton, Giancarlo Stanton with that was a home grand slam in the top of the 8th, right? It was top of the 8th. Yankees are just it's funny in baseball, teams, they go through cycles, right? And I talk about it all the time. Value, percentage plays, and cycles. And right now the Yankees are going through a really good cycle. Blue Jays getting that win yesterday. Now Boston. And got to take a look at every morning. Got to take a look at the wild card, see what's going on. I know the Red Sox got a half a game. It's Red Sox and Yankees, and then the Blue Jays are a half a game behind now. So let me take a look. No, 2 games behind. They're 2 games behind. Seattle 3 games behind. They lost yesterday. That didn't help their cause. And so right now it's the Red Sox and Yankees. But the big game, the big series will be starting Tuesday between the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Yankees. And you know what? That's going to be a great series. All right, if you're betting on college football, yesterday was some upsets. This is going to be, like I said, I think it's a 2-horse race between Georgia and Alabama. Alabama it's almost getting boring, right? To see Alabama win all the time. There was a lot of disappointment yesterday. I know my 5-star best bet was on Texas, and I also had UTSA as my upset special. I didn't cover my over-under best bet, which was UAB Tulane. And, so the premium picks, not a great day yesterday. Michigan and Oklahoma, a little chalky yesterday. I really thought Michigan was going to lay the wood on the Scarlet Knights. And Oklahoma, wow. Yeah, they're very anemic on offense. But you got to give credit to the Mountaineers defense. They did very well. And hopefully you guys had a winning day yesterday betting college football. Now, if you bet yesterday, look at this. The favorites, 44-14 on Saturday. Friday night, 2-2. And then on Thursday, it was 1-0. So if you do the math, it's 47-16. The favorites won straight up. Now, looking at the over-unders, 24-34 to the under yesterday. And the underdogs carried the day yesterday in college football. In fact, underdogs been carrying the year. And if you look at since last Thursday, the underdogs are 34, 35, and 26 for the underdogs. So the underdogs in college football, and this is why when you watch if you watch my college football podcast, I talk it all the time, right? You got to stay away from those Wisconsin Notre Dame games, the Nebraska Michigan State games, the games that are on TV, the games that they want you to bet. Those are the ones you shouldn't be betting, because it's like handicapping the NBA in the last 10 seconds, right? 98-98, who's going to win? You don't know. But the one thing I try to do is I try to stay away from those marquee games. And when I look at yesterday's top marquee games, let's do a little quick roundup, and then I'll get to the NFL. Nebraska Michigan State 2023, Notre Dame Wisconsin. Now Wisconsin, the warning signs were there, right, against Penn State. You can't turn the ball over, and you saw what happened yesterday. And you know what? I think Notre Dame doesn't get a lot of respect. Brian Kelly, I didn't know he was going to be the all-time leading coach at Notre Dame, so good on Brian Kelly. Didn't start off the program very well. Illinois, Purdue. Let me see here. UCLA, Stanford. I was a little surprised seeing UCLA as the favorite, but they got the job done. And maybe Stanford got caught looking ahead to Oregon, and then Texas A&M and Arkansas, right? Arkansas, Sam Pittman, what do you say? Covering machine. I think he's like 77% covering the spread. So those are the type of games you want to stay away in college football. West Virginia, Oklahoma, another game, 3-point difference. Those are the types of game. Don't fall in love with favorites, because you know what favorites are do, right? They're like an old high school sweetheart. You know they're going to break your heart. All right, let's take a look at the NFL for today. And what I'll do is I'll go through. Actually, you know what? I know we got a lot of baseball guys here. I'll just run down the baseball forecast real quickly, and then we will. Ohio State covered. Yeah, playing Akron. Hey, give me a break. Hey, give me a break. It's not even wasn't even on the board. Hey, snowy pancake. That's funny. All right, Ball Cash is in the house. How you doing, Ball Cash? And Miss Danica, there you are, sneaking up there. I see in the ranking, and a lot of people are stumbling in right now. But okay, that's a new day. The sun is shining in Chicago, says Gloria K. All right, again, don't forget, make your picks today at bullpenpicks.com, Hail Mary picks, and Street Catcher, and hopefully we'll get you some winners here today. Hey, Ron, did you ever meet Ottawa native Norm McDonald? Yep. You know what? At Yuck Yucks. I remember seeing Norm McDonald at Yuck Yucks, I want to say the 80s, late 80s, early 90s. And, a really funny guy. And he was a staple at the Just for Laugh Festival in Montreal. Norm McDonald, unfortunately, passed away last week. Great Canadian guy right there. All right, let's take a look at the Major League Baseball. Kansas City taking on the Tigers. We got the Royals winning this one, 4.6 to 3.8. The over-under at 8.52. Chris Bubich going up against Willie Peralta of the Tigers. Tigers losing yesterday 5-1 to the Tigers, to the Royals. You got Pittsburgh taking on the Phillies. We've got a low-scoring affair here. Look at this. Okay, there's no line yet on this game. So here it is, minus 200. Okay, I was looking at the no starting pitcher yet assigned for Philadelphia. 2.6 to 1.8. The over-under at 4.51. We got Texas taking on Baltimore. We got the Rangers winning this one, 5.8 to 4.3. The over-under at 10.19. Dane Dunning going up against the lefty John Means. You got the White Sox taking on the Cleveland Indians. We have the White Sox winning this one, 5.2 to 4.03. The over-under at 9.23. Lucas Giolito going up against Tristan McKenzie. White Sox getting blanked yesterday by the Tribe, 6-0. Last two games between these two teams now have gone under the total. Miami taking on the Rays. Rays, the one thing with Tampa Bay, man, they're such a hitting machine. 7-3 win yesterday against the Marlins, and now Jesus Luzardo going to toe the rubber here for the Marlins up against Shane Baz of the Tampa Bay Rays. And we got the Rays winning this one, 4.5 to 3.54. The over-under at 8.05. The Miami Marlins now on a 4-game slide, while the Tampa Bay Rays on a 3-game win streak. Washington taking on the Cincinnati Reds. You got the Nationals winning here, 6.1 to 3.4. The over-under at 9.59. Josh Rogers going up against the veteran Tyler Mahle of the Cincinnati Reds. Cincinnati winning yesterday, 7-6. They are now on a 2-game win streak. All right, Toronto Blue Jays taking on the Minnesota Twins. Big win yesterday for the Blue Jays against Gant and the Twins. Now, the Robbie Ray did all right for the Blue Jays yesterday. Griffin Jacks going today for the Twins, going up against the rookie Alex Manoah of the Toronto Blue Jays. And when Manoah goes for the Jays, they are 14-4 on the year. Last 5 games for Toronto have gone under the total. Mets taking on the Milwaukee Brewers. The Brew Crew, a 182 favorite here today against Milwaukee. Again, look at that, 3.5 to 3.5. The over-under at 7. Hey, it must be the same thing yesterday. The computer pick must be stuck or something. Carlos Carrasco going up against another Peralta, but this one is Freddie for Milwaukee. St. Louis taking on the Chicago Cubs. We got the Cubbies here coming off an 8-5 loss yesterday to the Cards, who just keep winning, right? A 15-game win streak, minus 159 today for Jake Woodford and the Keegan Thompson and the Cubbies. And we do like St. Louis to keep winning. 4.4 to 4.1, the over-under at 8.53. Giants taking on the Rockies. We do like San Fran, 5.8 to 4.9, the over-under at 10.77. Kevin Gossman going up against Antonio Sensatella of the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies now on a 3-game losing streak, losing last night 7-2. Houston taking on Oakland. We got the Stros winning this one. Let me see, 3.88 to 3.7. The over-under at 7.61. Houston now on a 3-game losing streak. Jake Odorizzi going up against Paul Blackburn of the Oakland A's. Seattle taking on the LA Angels. We got the Halos winning big yesterday against the Mariners. Very rare you see the Mariners get smoked like this. 14-1. Shohei Ohtani's scheduled to go here for the Angels. I thought they were going to really, slow down his starts as a pitcher. Maybe I read that wrong. Marco Gonzalez going here for the Mariners, and we do like the Halos in this one. 5.34 to 5.17. The over-under at 10.51. The last 3 games for the Mariners have gone over the total. They are now 85-70 and 4 games behind the wild card spot. 3 games behind the wild card spot. So Seattle's gonna have to get moving if they want to make a dent. Now every game's gonna be, every game matters, right? Every they always matter. But now that there are only 7 days left in baseball, like the more you lose, the more check marks you get on just booking that golf package for next week in Arizona, right? Atlanta taking on the Padres, low-scoring affair. We got Jesse Chavez going up against Joe Musgrove of the Padres, 2.61 to 2.4. The over-under at 5.01. Big high-scoring affair last night at Petco. 10-8 final for the Padres, and now the Braves' last 4 games have gone over the total. The last 6 games for the Padres have also gone over the total, and San Diego now on a 2-game losing streak. Dodgers taking on the Diamondbacks, 5.1 to 4.3. The over-under at 9.49. Julio Urias going up against Humberto Maya. And your ESPN Sunday night game of the week, going to the Yankees, 5.78 to 6.45. Sorry, for the Boston Red Sox. And, talk about a primetime game. You're going up against, the Packers tonight and the 49ers in the late one. Hey, not a good, that's not a good trade-off right there if you're ESPN. And Jordan Montgomery, unless ESPN has a game. No, it's on NBC, that's right. Eduardo Rodriguez going for the Red Sox. And last night, again, Yankees winning with that grand slam by Giancarlo Stanton. Hey, man, the dugout was popping over that one. And Jordan Montgomery going here today against Eduardo Rodriguez. And Boston now on a 2-game losing streak. All right, Texas been golfing since week 1, says Isaiah. Yeah. They're at the was it the Waste Management tournament there in Phoenix, right? All right, great games to tease NFL today. Bears, Titans, Chargers says plays and parlays. Ralph Nunziata, will Montreal have MLB in the future? I hope so. Man, if they do, I'm buying season tickets. I don't know if I'll drive up every day, but I would love to see the Montreal Expos back in La Belle Province. All right, let's get to the NFL. And now, if you missed my podcast this week, I did a podcast with the breaking down every game. So normally, what I'll do in this segment is I'll go through the computer picks, and then I'll give you the consensus newsletters that we have, and then I'll give you the underdog newsletter picks at the end, which went 4-1 last week. All right, the over maybe a look better, says Isaiah Moore. Hey, what are you guys betting today? You betting baseball or NFL? A lot of good NFL games on the docket today, and we'll see what happens here. All right, speaking of good one, I'm going backwards here. I'm going to the 4 o'clock games, and I'm going right to the 1 o'clock, so that's okay. Tampa Bay against the Rams. We got 31-36. We have a high-scoring affair. In fact, let me remind me to go to my NFL trends. I got a good team system trend here on the over in this game between the Bucs and the Rams. Now, looking at the line, I think it's a pick 'em right now. But Rams 36, Bucs 31. The over-under at 67.5. Tampa Bay coming off a 48-25 win against the Falcons last game. Now, keep in mind, Tampa Bay, this is their first road game. And the Rams had the Bears in week 1, and then they traveled last week to the Colts. So they played one at home, one on the way. But I'm seeing a lot of late money coming in on the Rams. So that's a little interesting. All newsletters here that I subscribe to. So I subscribe to 3 newsletters, but only 2 of them had forecasts. So they're the ones I normally share with you guys. And 2 of them are on the Bucs, and 1 is on the Rams. The average score is 27-19. So it does like it to go under the total. But Tampa Bay, big look-ahead game here for Brady, right? He's got the Patriots next week in Foxborough. All right, Green Bay against the 49ers. And again, you know what? When you handicap these games, there's I always call it the mindset, right? There's like think of a cloud, right? Like a Microsoft cloud out there, and there's a public consensus mindset that's out there, like the market strategy, the market what's the word I'm looking for right now? Psychology. There's a market psychology, and right now, people are talking about, when you think of this game, they're thinking, okay, the Rams coming off that last win against the Colts. Colts didn't look that good. Tampa Bay beat a really bad Atlanta team. Now, people are going to be talking about is, Brady and Belichick next week, right? And that's the indicator. Will it be big enough to really sway you off Tampa Bay? But I'm sure Tom Brady's not thinking about that at 3rd and goal in the 3rd quarter, right? I'm sure Tom Brady's not on the 1 yard line going, I wonder what Bill Belichick's having for dinner next week. He's like, okay, I got to punch this in and let's get that W, right? Green Bay taking on the 49ers, and you got the Packers here going into San Fran as a 3.5 point road dog. The over/under at 50.5. The newsletters all over. Let me see here. Green Bay, San Francisco. 2 of them on San Fran, 1 on Green Bay. And we're on the ATS forecast is, let me see here, San Francisco, 27-20. Now, when again, let's always go to the cloud, right? I'll call it the consensus cloud, where the public mindset is, right? So when you look at this game, what's the one thing people are talking about? Green Bay's had 1 good quarter. right? They've had one good quarter, and keep in mind now, Aaron Rodgers didn't go to OTAs. He came in disgruntled. We don't know what the situation is. San Francisco, was that an off year last year? Is this team going to be a team like it was 2 years ago when we went to the Super Bowl? That's where I'm leaning right now. I think the forecast has it right, but again, until Green Bay really shows up, like this is a big game for Green Bay, right? If they come in and they get the W, then things are swept under the rug. Everything's good. If they come in and poop the bed, well, now get the headlines going, right? Twitter will be very busy. All right, Gloria Kate likes the 49ers. Quentin said made more money last night. Hey, look at Quentin Johnson, a real money-making machine right there, right, Quentin? Right on, buddy. It went up to 10 points, says Gloria K. I don't know what you're talking about. Maybe I got to get back up in the conversation up there. Let me see. OG Wheat, hey, I saw you, OG. Hey, let's have a winning day. Great morning, says OG Wheat. And again, folks, don't forget, if you are tuning in for the first time, just pop your head into the bullpen, say good morning, and we'd love to have you on deck. All right, so the Saints and the Patriots. I like New Orleans here today. I know the computer forecast at a 22 simulated game is on the Patriots. I think New Orleans to play. I think we'll see if Mac Jones has a happy feet today. And the one thing I said in my podcast this week, me being a quarterback coach and training quarterbacks, the one thing I look at is if every quarterback has a 3-second timer in their head, right? And once the steamboats, I call them, 1 steamboat, 2 steamboat, 3 steamboats, and once you get to 2, 3 steamboats, 2.5, then the quarterback starts to get happy feet, right? We'll see if Mac Jones gets those happy feet here today, and we'll see if the Saints bounce back off a 26-7 loss to Carolina, but a good Carolina Panthers team this year. But I do like the Saints. I'm going against the computer, and the newsletters are 2 of them on the Saints, 1 of them on the Patriots. All right, Baltimore against Detroit. Now, the mindset going into this game is, Baltimore looked good against Kansas City last week. Lamar Jackson finally got that win over Patrick Mahomes. Detroit 0-2. Campbell, he's doing his best. Like the one thing I love about Dan Campbell, he's a motivator, right? You can see him. He's pumped. He's jacked. He's player's coach, right? You can tell he's a player's coach, and you cheer for those type of guys, right? Because Detroit's gone through enough, through the Matt Millen years, and we know the history, right? But Detroit looked pretty good in the first half last week against the Packers, and I saw them in one preseason game. I thought the receivers had a pretty good game in the game. I saw them in the preseason, but are we going to get a Ravens team that's beaten up right now? I think a lot of people are going to be on Baltimore, but I think if you're leaning on Detroit, it might not be a bad, uncomfortable pick. But I kind of do like Baltimore, but it's just but I'm seeing a lot of late money coming in on Detroit, so that has me a little bit worried right there. Seattle taking on Minnesota. Minnesota's a mess. I don't even know where to start with this team. This defense is they haven't changed a thing from last year. And, the rumor is, you read around, this could be trouble if they lose this game, right? So Seattle, I call this offense the 4th of July offense. All they do is throw bombs and fireworks, right? Every time you look, there's another DK Metcalf or a Lockett long bomb going. But we see. I think the over is where you want to go in this one. I think you're going to see 2 teams one team that's very desperate in Minnesota. I think you're going to see a lot of fireworks, and I think Minnesota over is where you want to lean in this one. I know the computer pick is 42-27, but again, you can't base everything on the first 2 weeks of the season, right? There's always adjustments to be made. There's injuries. And again, let's go to our Microsoft Cloud, right? What's the consensus of the market psychology of this game? Hey, Seattle looks great. Minnesota looks awful. And then, you're at halftime, you're going, hey, what's happening, right? So don't get caught falling in love with teams, right? Don't get caught falling in love with teams. Chicago taking on the Browns. Justin Fields is going to get his first start here. And looks like Nick Foles will be the backup as Andy Dalton is, I think he's out for this game. Cleveland 24, Chicago 17, the over-under at 42.8. And looking at last week, 2017 win for the Bears over the Bengals, and then the Cleveland against Houston was a 31-21. Hey, Houston, you know what? I know they're they got enough issues to deal with Deshaun Watson, but they're competitive. They stay in most games. They're competitive. but it's still. And I think they got the cover. Didn't they get the cover last week? Or no, I can't remember now. I want to think they got the cover against the Browns. I'll have to look at my numbers. I thought that was a double-digit one. Anyways, going into this game, don't really like anything in this game. Chicago, Cleveland. I love Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield is taking the next step of being a leader. But Odell Beckham is supposed to be back. And again, here we go to the cloud, right? The consensus. People will be thinking, Odell's back. Is that going to throw things off? The Browns, if they lose, they're going to blame Odell. If they win, what's the storyline, right? And the one thing you need to do when you handicap is try to say, okay, what's the storyline going to be in this one, right? And that's maybe one of the storylines that people are going to talk about. Justin Fields getting his first start. And if he wins, they're going to say, well, Matt Nagy, what'd you wait for? And then Cleveland, if they win or if they lose, they're going to say, well, was it because, the offense is, what happened to the offense, right? But anyway, we'll see what happens today. And the consensus is all three newsletters like Chicago, 25-19. And the over-under here, we have it at, let me see here, the 44. What's the total? Yeah, 44, right there on the line. Man, it's always tight. Arizona against Jacksonville. Now, again, going back to that uncomfortable feeling. Now, Arizona, we all should be the play of the day, right? Well, not the day, but should be the play in this game. But keep in mind, they won 34-33 against Minnesota, who missed the last second field goal at home. They were at home. They weren't in Minnesota. They were in Arizona. Defense didn't look that good. J.J. Watt. But again, I say it all the time in these podcasts, right? Sometimes football games are like fights, right? Boxing fights or UFC fights. Styles don't, some styles on an offense doesn't do well against a certain style of a defense, right? So, for example, let's say Jacksonville plays a 34 defense and Arizona doesn't do well against 34 defense. Well, sometimes those type of styles don't make a great game, right? And maybe that's what happened last week with Arizona because J.J. Watt was nowhere to be seen last week against the Vikings. And we'll see what happens this week. I got 30-17, and Jacksonville has yet to be in the red zone. Believe it or not, Jacksonville has yet to get to make the red zone. I wasn't going to say score, but even get to the red zone. Jets and Broncos. Now, the one thing, this line is going down. A lot of people are playing the Jets late, and anytime Denver, when you think of Denver, Teddy Bridgewater, and you look at that offense. Have they improved that much from last year that, they were a double-digit favorite at the beginning of the week? We all know the defense is there, right? The Jets, they're probably wishing that Sam Darnold was still there. Zach Wilson, he's a rookie, and I don't like seeing rookie. I think of Josh Rosen, right? When Josh Rosen started, when he came in, and you throw him right to the Wolves, that's exactly what's happening to Zach Wilson right now, right? You're throwing Zach Wilson to the Wolves, and you're throwing him on a Jets team. And Bill Parcells was on ESPN earlier last week or this week, and he said, you know what, Sam Darnold looks good, but the environment didn't suit him, right? And that's what happens in football. If you are stuck in a bad environment, which I think Zach Wilson is right now, and you can't, this NFL, you can't say, oh, we're rebuilding. No, you rebuild in college. You rebuild in Pop Warner. In the NFL, you win football games on Sundays. That's what your job to do, right? Fans don't want to hear about rebuilding. You got to find a way to win, and the altitude might play something today in Denver. But when you look at this game and you look at the computer forecast, this looks like the way it should end, right? But it never. Sometimes it just doesn't go that way, and that's exactly what I'm trying to say. Sometimes when you look at a matchup and you say, you know what, that's what this game feels like. This is what this game score feels like, right? This game does look like a 31-13, but let me take a look at my I thought for some reason that let me see how the Jets do in Denver. Let me bring over my trusty database, and let's go to the regular database, and let's take a look at the New York Jets when they travel to Denver. I want to say the last game was like a 13-10 type game. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but let me take a look. Last 10. Last 10. What's the last the score? Right? Where's the score? Yeah, 23-0. Okay, so that was at home. That was on 2017. All right, I don't know why I was thinking that. 23-0. So last time the Jets went to Denver was 2017, December 10th. So it could have been a cold day that day. 23-10. Prior to that, look at their record in Denver, 2-6 since 1992. So not a great record for the Jets, and 2-6 against the point spread. There are better games on the board, right? All right, missing out some of your questions, so let me get back to that. Saints disappointed me last week against Panthers. Can't fade Patriots all day. Saints disappointed against the Patriots. Can't fade the Patriots at all today. See, that's the thing, right? What was that was then, this is now. The one thing, and this is a perfect example of what I always try to talk about, is you can't base any decision based on last week. You got to go back 2-3 weeks, and this is why I always say in these in handicapping, treat the first 3 weeks in NFL like it's week 1, and then once you get to week 4, then you can start having more of a solid base opinion on a certain situation, right? Because you look at a team like the Jets, or was it the Saints? Now they played that first game in Orlando, and then the second game was in Carolina. So now they're back on the road. So they haven't really had a true road game, and life after Drew Brees, right? But the one thing you don't want to do, especially the Patriots, the Patriots are sound on defense. They're still trying to figure out the offense, right? They're trying to figure out this offense for Mac Jones. But the one thing I wouldn't do, I like the Saints in that one. Russell Wilson has never lost to Minnesota. Random stat. Wow, that's a good stat. Mitchell says that Russell Wilson has never lost to Minnesota. So that is a pretty good stat right there. Let me see here. Good morning, Eric Brown. Eric Brown's in the house. And let me see. Texas covers the Browns. Isaiah says Atlanta and Vikings show up today. Are you speaking with your Vikings heart there, Isaiah? Isaiah's from Minnesota. So anytime I see Isaiah talk about a Minnesota team, I want to know if it's his wallet talking or his heart. Like the over in both. Under in the Browns, Mitchell's covered. Montgomery over his receiving and rushing props, says Eric Brown. TV saying LJ Ravens not 100% healthy. Yep, exactly. The Baltimore Ravens defense not healthy today. DeAndre Swift over in rushing props. I got it at 38.5. I guess you got the over there, Mitchell. BC Dave, how you doing, BC Dave? Cardinals Broncos moneyline parlay took $100. Cardinals Broncos, a little chalky, hey. Again, it's, you know what? Last week I played a couple of money lines, and this week when I went through the board to see which money line I want to play, I couldn't find anything. I really couldn't find a real strong money line that I felt good about, right? Like last week I had Arizona and New England straight up in the money line. This week I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling any money line, so I didn't touch any money lines. And normally what I'll do is I'll bet like $300 to $500 on a money line. Hey, when in doubt, get out, right? If you don't feel it, when in doubt, get out. SoCal, ma'am, says Ralph Nunziata. Ralph Nunziata. Is that an MP that I know about, Ralph Nunziata? Isn't there an MP in Toronto called Ralph Nunziata? Hey, if you are, welcome to the show. Gloria K, are you in Chicago? At Ralph. Chris, I'm wanted. SoCal. Cool. Good morning, Ray. Mali Octane. How you doing, Mali? All right. Let's Patriots 0-6-1 against the spread in their last 7 after allowing 15 points in their previous games. All right. I agree with Isaiah. I do like the Saints here today. All right, Falcons taking on the Giants. You know what? I probably just flip a dart in this one or a quarter. I've handicapped this game to death, and it's just hey, if you guys can handicap this game, then I'll hire you here at ATS, because this game here has me stumped. You got Daniel Jones against Matty Ice. The Tampa Bay, I think it's Arthur Smith. I just don't trust him right yet on getting a win. And then Joe Judge, big game last week, Thursday night game against the Washington football team, 30-29. My 24-21 seems like right on the computer, but some people that I know and I respect are on Atlanta, and it kind of worries me. In fact, all 3 newsletters that I have are on the Giants, but some of the handicappers that I know do like Atlanta, and that's why it took me off that game a bit. I don't like that game at all. Miami taking on the Raiders. Now that Tua is not there, I feel even better if you like Miami, but I do like the Raiders here. I do like the Raiders at 3.5. Raiders have looked good, right? They a game against Baltimore, they probably could have lost, but they found a way to win. And it's anytime a team finds a way to win, you got to keep going with that. It's like they got the rabbit's foot, right? Miami 35-0 smoking last week against Buffalo. Now Looking at this week for the Miami Dolphins, Jacoby Brissett, right? How is he going to be? He's not a very mobile quarterback. Derek Carr is going to go here for the Raiders. The Raiders, 25-19 on the computer pick. We'll see what happens. Going to Pittsburgh last week. Now think of the Raiders' situational handicapping here. They play a Monday night game. They a short week. Got to go to Pittsburgh. They get a win on the East Coast. They come back. The body clock. Is it really going to be messed up on this game? Miami, first game against the Dolphins, the Patriots was a loss, and then, or a win, right? No, a win, 17-16, that's right. They got lucky in that win because of the Harris fumble, and then they lose 35-0. So which Miami Dolphin team is going to show up here today? The safe and easy conservative play calling of the Dolphins, or is it going to be, chuck it and let it loose, right? Let's let it fly today. And the Raiders we'll see if they're for real today, right? Washington taking on the Bills. I like Buffalo here. Washington doesn't have a really good history in Buffalo when you look at their history against the Bills. Washington against Buffalo. Take a look at the last 7. 2-5 straight up and against the number. I like Buffalo here today. Chargers, Chiefs. I'm all over the Chargers. I love the Chargers here today. I wouldn't even be surprised if they win straight up. I do like LA Chargers here today. And the Chiefs, look at the Chiefs' record at home in the last, 10 games. Kansas City Chiefs, 10. Let's go last 10 at home. 3-7 against the point spread. And any time you get a public team like Kansas City, high-profile quarterback, the head coach has been around a long time. You're always going to get. Let's go back to our cloud, right? That consensus cloud that I talk about, everybody say, oh, it's Mahomes, it's the Chiefs. Yeah, well, the bookmakers know that too, right? Like my good friend says, Ross Benjamin, think like a bookmaker. If everybody, thinking the same way and everybody's going one way, where do you go? You go the other way, right? So I like the Chargers in this one. I think LA plus 7.5. If this go, plus 7.5, let's say it goes overtime, 6-point difference. I think we get the money. Pittsburgh taking on the Bengals now. Joe Burrow's taking on the Steelers. Now, no Ben in this one. Or is he? Let me see. I know he was injured during the week. Let me just confirm with my source here. I've been so busy with college football, baseball. It's just, I'm all over the place the last couple days. All right, let's take a look at the depth chart for the Steelers. And Big Ben. What's Big Ben? So it looks like he might be a go. Rottweiler does not carry an injury designation for Sunday. So it looks like Big Ben is going to go, which is good if you like the Steelers. And if Big Ben does go down, who do we got next? Mason Rudolph, right? So we'll see. We'll see if there's going to be anytime you got a banged up quarterback, and I always say all the time, quarterback's best friend is the running game. So we'll see if the running game gets established today against the Bengals. Bengals don't have a really great history against the Steelers. I do like Pittsburgh. I think this is right, 24-18. The over-under is set at 43. Colts taking on the Titans. Now, a lot of people are on the Titans here. And, I just got a feeling the Colts might show up for this one. I know they got a pretty good record in the division. When you look at the Indianapolis Colts in the division, I think they're like 7-3 on the road. Let me check here before I confirm this. So let's go last 10 against AFC South Division opponents. Yeah, see, 7-3 against the point spread, 6-4 straight up. I like the Colts in this one. I think the Colts, I know a lot of people might be on Tennessee because of the big win in Seattle. But again, what have you done for me lately? It doesn't matter right now. It's, they're not playing Seattle. They're playing the Colts, and we'll see. And I like the Eagles. I like the Eagles to pull the upset here on the Monday Night Football. I do like the 30-29 is my forecast right here. All right, let me get to the consensus picks from last week. I'm just going to bring over the consensus newsletters. Hey, time flies when you're having fun on a weekday NFL Sunday, right? Keep in mind, I won't be here tomorrow. I'm going to the optometrist. Got to get my eyesight checked. So first time in a long time, I won't be doing the show on a Monday, but I'll be back here on Tuesday. So I'll be thinking of you guys when I'm reading the eye chart. All right, so here are the consensus newsletter picks that I subscribe to, and I'll give you the favorites, which have not done very well on the year. They're only 3-8, 2-8 against this point spread, so maybe a good fade, right? Here's the fade, and then ATS and the other two newsletters that I get. So Tampa Bay, Baltimore, Arizona, Denver, and Buffalo. That sounds like pretty good fades to me right there. Those are the and when you think of it, right, those are the public consensus that maybe the public will be leaning towards. But the underdogs, we've been doing really well with the underdogs. We went 4-1 against the point spread last week, and here are the top consensus underdog plays for week number 3. Top 1 is New Orleans plus 2.5, Minnesota Vikings plus 2.5, Indianapolis Colts plus 3.5, and the Philadelphia Eagles plus 4.5. Those are your top consensus newsletter underdog plays for week number 3, and they are now 6-2 on the season, 4-1 last week. So I do love the Saints in this spot here today. All right, let me see here. Chiefs don't cover the spread. I still can't fade Hill and Mahomes combo, not laying 7. I like the Colts as Gloria. Steph likes the Titans should roll. Daniel Jones will run and successful day all against the Falcons. You know what? That's a hard game to handicap, right? To me, that looks like a game of momentum. Whoever has the momentum in the second half will maybe in-game betting is where you want to go in that game. Chiefs haven't covered the spread since week 7 last season. It's been like 8 games straight, no cover. Their defense is garbage, says Armando. Aside from Honey Badger crisis, Jones is a liability. Yeah, you know what? If you're not in the team and you're not in the dressing room, you don't know what the chemistry is like, right? Armando says Titans should, but Colt won't go down 0-3. I don't see it. Give me the Colt. Yeah, you know what? Frank Reich's a really good head coach. But when you lose your quarterback, you lose consistency in the offense, right? And with Phillip Rivers retiring and Carson Wentz always being injured, and now Jacob Eason's going to fully take the reins, depending if Carson Wentz. They say he's got. You read the reports, you think he's got broken ankles, right? But we'll see if he goes in here today. Jimmy G has never lost at Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that's going to be a great game. Ron, can you do ATS calculator New Orleans, New England? Yep, I can do that. So let's go to ATS calculator. Now, because there's only 2 games in the system, this this is week 3, yeah. But the calculator will be more effective next week. The ATS calculator is more effective once we have 3 games in each team. But we'll see what it says here today. New England, New Orleans. We have the home team winning by 10. 33.87. Maybe the under is where you want to go. And Green Bay against Green Bay Packers. Green Bay against San Francisco. Now, this is San Fran's first home game, right? And we do have San Fran winning 3.74 to 45.33. And what's the total in that game, San Fran? The total is 49, so it does like it to go under. All right, what do you think about the wing teasers? What do you think about the wing teasers? I'm not a big teaser guy, the nerdy but worthy. I'm not a big teaser guy. Morning from Chicago, let's go Bears, says David White. Hey, you got your Brian Urlacher jersey on there, David White. Hey, or your Walter Payton guy. Hey, I always like to when people put on their they're from a certain city. Love to if they get a jersey, right? What jersey would you get? Rodgers, the old man walking, and Tom Brady looks young. Yeah, you know what? Tom Brady, Formula 2 minutes for looking so good. Remember that Grecian Formula 44, 45, whatever? Hey, 2 minutes for looking so good. Thank you. You're welcome, Ms. Denica. Make sure to hit the like button, folks. Yeah, make sure to hit that like button if you enjoy the show. I always appreciate when people, appreciate, the effort, right? You might not like the content, but hopefully you like the effort. All right, that's it. Oh, yeah, good call, Eric Jones. Trends are your friends, yep. If you're new, we always finish with the trends are your friends, and I go to the 80% Club stats here at atsstats.com. Give me Rodgers in prime time any day, says Garoppolo or Armando. I don't know. We'll see if Rodgers, like I said, there's just something doesn't smell right in Green Bay. We'll see today. After today, with the depending on the performance the Packers do tonight, we'll see if they're the Packers of last year or they're giving us headlines to talk about. All right, Broncos 21-1 as a minus 10 or more favorite when the total is 41.5 or higher since 1996. The over 13-1 for the Rams as a home team during week number 3 since 1996. Patriots 12-1 as a home team coming off a win the last 3 years. And let me see. Steelers 11-1 when as a home team when the total's 44.5 or higher the last 6 seasons. The Giants and the Falcon game, if you like the over, this is a pretty good trend right here. The over 11-1 for Atlanta as a plus 3.5 to 6.5 away underdog coming off 2 ATS loss. Ravens 11-1 as an away team coming off a 1-game homestand the last 2 years. The under 10-1 for the Browns as a home team coming off an ATS loss the last 6 seasons. I do like the under in that game. I do like the under in the Cleveland-Chicago game. The Buccaneers over 10-1 as a pick 'em to plus 3 away underdog after a conference game the last 6 seasons. Broncos, we got some good 20-2 as a 10 or more home favorite coming off back-to-back straight-up wins. So whoever liked the Broncos in Arizona on the money line, hopefully that makes you feel a little bit better. The Saints are 10-1 as an away team on 6 days rest the last 2 years. I like that stat. And the Cowboys 10-1 as a home team coming off back-to-back ATS wins the last 5 years. What are your thoughts on the Vikings covering? I don't like the Vikings. Nerdy but worthy. I think they didn't win in the preseason. It's as if like it's bad luck that it's like the Linus cloud that's following the Vikings right now, right? It's just, and when in doubt, get out. And when you have a good experienced quarterback in Russell Wilson, and there's like 4th of July every time you watch their game, it's tough to go against the Seattle Seahawks. And the Seahawks have been a good road team. In fact, let me go to my Super database, and I'll close on this note. Let's take a look at the Seattle Seahawks as a road favorite the last couple of years. Look at this. So Seattle, where's the Seahawks? There you go. Seattle, let's say as an away team. Yeah, we'll do away favorite, and we'll do that the last 3 years. Let me take a look here. Look at that, 10-2 last 2 years. Let's do last 3 years. Last 3 years. 12-3. Yeah, hard to go against Seattle when they're 12-3 as a road favorite, but only 6-7-2 against the point spread. Now the line's only what, -2? Take the money line. Don't even bother with -1 or -2 and sweat that out. Take the money line if you like the Seahawks. Maybe that's the money line I might play. Now that I saw that record, I want to thank who told me to look at this. I want to thank them because remember I told you guys earlier I didn't like any money line? Well, I think I just found my money line play of the week. Seattle Seahawks, look at that. 12-3 straight up. Let's see what the last 5 years is. Let me see this. 15-3. Wow, that goes back to 2017. Hey, that's a mic drop right there. All right, folks, have yourself a great NFL week number 3. Again, if you're interested in the Raymond Report, go to our YouTube channel and subscribe to our channel. And I try to put at least one live stream a day, each and every day, 10:30 a.m. Eastern. And hopefully you guys have a great rest of your day. Again, I won't be here tomorrow going to the optometrist to get the old eyes checked. So I'll be back here on a Ruby Tuesday. In the meantime, shop for